Greetings and salutations. Today we're going to be talking about closing a workbook in Microsoft Excel 2016. So let's go ahead and get this started. I'm going to click the Learn button to open up this module. And we get a couple workbooks that are open. There's 4 that are open. You'll notice here when I hover over this button. And to get started, we're going to click File and we're going to click Open. Then it wants us to click on this PC and click Browse. It wants us to navigate to the Starter Files folder, which I'm already here, but if you're not, you can click Documents on the left, go to Jasperactive, and make sure you're in the Starter Files folder. We're going to click on Popular Tours, and we're going to click on Open. It says here in this little blurb, assume that you are now satisfied with the viewing of the contents of this workbook and you no longer need to continue viewing it. In order to close it, believe it or not, instead of clicking the X, which is what most people are used to, another way to go about doing it is to click File and to click the Close button, and that workbook will close. So it now says the Popular Tours file is no longer on the screen. Now close another workbook using the Close button. So to do that, we're going to go to the View tab, and we're going to specify which one we want to close. It says we're going to click Switch Windows, and it wants us to change to the Vacation Item Checklist 1. So I'm going to click that, and it wants us to click the Close button in the upper right corner of the workbook. So this is the way most people are used to closing, which is when you go to the top right, you see that big red X. You're going to click the Close button, and it closes. It does say here that if a pop-up message were to be displayed with this question, do you want to save the changes made to Vacation Item Checklist 1, you would click Don't Save. I didn't get that. You probably didn't get that either, so click Mark as Answered. Moving on to Task 2, which is about closing workbooks using different methods. We're going to continue, and Task 1 here says we're going to point to the Excel button in the taskbar. Once again, that's a vocabulary word. This bar at the very bottom of your screen is called the taskbar. And we're going to go to the Excel icon, and we're going to go to Travel Expense Calculator 1. And it wants us to click the Close button for this workbook. So I will click the Close button. And it says the Excel file will be closed without saving. Do you want to continue? It says here in our directions, click yes if in the message box if it appears. All right, moving on to Task 2, we're going to point to the Excel button in the taskbar and click on Book 2. And we're actually going to use my favorite way to close something. I like closing out documents this way. We're going to press Control W. So hold down the Control button and then click the W key, and you'll notice that Book 2 goes away. If you get a pop-up asking about saving, you're just going to click Yes in that pop-up. Now, Step 3, it wants us to click the Close button in the right corner of the remaining document, the only one that should be open, which is Price Quote 0630. So we're going to click Close. And if the message pop-up appears, we would click yes. But now all workbooks should be closed. And so I'm going to click Mark as Answered. This is just saying Excel is open, but all workbooks are closed. And so I'm going to click Submit. And if you follow along, you should get a 100%. Easy peasy. I'll see you in the next module.